Hey, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I've got some crypto updates and some airdrop updates for you. So let's get into it. But before we do, just remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube. And always make sure you're following me on All Tech. Check me out on Twitter, on DeBank. The wallet's looking nice and juicy. And as well, if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, I have two services, the Web3 Secret Society. You can grandfather yourself in before we go to absolute Valhalla with the prices, or you can schedule a video call to make sure your portfolio is nice and tight and make sure that you got all the right activities. Now, the first thing I just want to go over is, guys, remember about a few weeks ago, I made a video 3 weeks ago saying you had 3 weeks left, and just take a look at the prices of all our favorite tokens. Bitcoin is up about $10,000 from that point. Ethereum is up about $400. Sol is up about $20. But my favorites in like Pepe, they're almost double where they were about a couple weeks ago. So guys, this is nothing yet. I just want to reemphasize that we're still in neutral. But what I hope you understand, and I will make a video on this later, is when you consolidate for about 6 months, which is really what we've been doing since March, you don't just get a small little pump and that's the end of it. No, what happens is we consolidated for such a long time that we will now get to a point where we're going to see a massive expansion. Think about it like an elastic band. We pulled it so far back the other way. Now we're releasing it. It's time to see what can happen. And if you wanted another good sign, this was probably the biggest bear on the crypto Twitter. Basically deleted and deactivated their account because they're a coward. They're only here when things are negative, but when the market goes up, they just can't handle it. You know, they're more than happy to sit there and poke fun. Remember, make sure you're following the people who are here for the good days and the bad. I have been here for you guys since the bear market, telling you guys exactly where I thought we can buy Bitcoin, around $15,000 to $18,000. And people like this, no, they'll be back when Bitcoin retraces. But hey, they're not here to help anyone. They're just here to make sure that you don't make any money. And my honest opinion is a lot of these people, they are not this stupid where they don't realize that you don't fight the trend. You just don't do it. Like, that's like swimming upstream for no reason. Why would you do that? All right. So the first announcement I have for you guys is not an airdrop related announcement, although it's sort of tied to it. And this is Binance pre-markets. This is very important because Binance is one of the big centralized exchanges out there. And for the longest time, we've seen pre-markets, they sort of adjust the pricing before Whales Market and other such tools like Avo. What happened was a token would come out, no one would know where to start, so people will actually miss pricing, valuing them way higher. But pre-markets allow the market to dictate a price months in advance, a few weeks in advance. So you see tokens start off initially high and they erode over time. And I've shown you in previous videos how you can take advantage of this. But if you're an airdrop farmer, this is actually very bad, because what this has done is it has prevented people from starting at more ridiculous prices from the start. So if you are trying to sell your tokens, this is not good. That being said, it's good to see Binance getting into the game and also having exclusive offers for users to acquire tokens before the official spot listing. Now, that being said, guys, remember, majority of tokens are a bunch of garbage vaporware, but every now and then you'll be able to hit a home run. It's just making sure you know what the project is. And crypto is all a popularity contest. I'll make a video about all of the stuff I'm talking about, likely later today. But the goal here is just keep in mind, it's just another tool in your toolbox. And this especially is huge news. Binance, like the CZ, was released after his 4-month sentence. I know they said he's stepping down as Binance CEO, but you know how these things work. Like when Steve Jobs stepped down and everything, you're still there as an advisor. And CZ is the reason that Binance sort of got so big. So excited to see what happens. A lot of people will tell you it's time to jump onto BNB and join their meme coin version of like Pump Fun or whatever. I don't really think that's the case. I think there's going to be some other incredible opportunities. Excited to see what happens now that he's back, but it's very bullish for sure. Now, about a week ago, I made this tweet, which is talking about the difference between airdrop campaigns. As you can see here, Layer 0 did an incredible job. Unclaimed tokens were given back to active users. I think that's a huge W. I know some people had some big challenges with them and how Brian handled the airdrop, a bunch of different Sybil filtering, etc. But I thought this was fantastic because the TGE happened back in June. And over the last 3 to 4 months, if you were eligible then and still used the protocol, you got a bunch of money. I got $3,000. I know some people got like $5,000 to $8,000 in our private group, and that's all because they would continue to use the protocol after TGE. ZK Sync, on the other hand, well, they're at least using the tokens for building. The unclaimed tokens were added to the treasury. EtherFi, as you know, I've already mentioned this multiple times, they changed the rules, so they changed the rewards for the users who earn them, and instead, like, you show up to claim and you find out your reward has been given to someone else because they believe they're more deserving, which is, a joke. So I think EtherFi is completely out of line with Layer 0 and ZK Sync. Layer 0 is a W. ZK Sync is neutral. EtherFi is an L. And Swell Network, what airdrop, right? Only delays. That should be their new website. And honestly, they posted this in the Discord about a few days ago, which is they're delaying their airdrop and their sort of TGE. And when I saw it, it didn't come as a surprise. Like, remember, this is a protocol that thought we would forget that they were launching in April. And after that, they're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna come back even bigger. We're gonna give you a smaller percentage and increase. I believe right now they're increasing the allocation by 1%. Doesn't matter because the VCs and sort of like the big whales are really gonna get it. And honestly, I know Brett is saying he's taking the L and publicly apologizing. I also want to take this time to apologize because this was the one that I selected out of all the options in December of 23. I said I was going all in on Swell, and it has proven to be the worst decision I have made. I have not touched this protocol since their season 1 ended, but I really think it's completely garbage. And if I were you, I would not trust a protocol like this. In fact, just the idea of LRT staking has really dropped in terms of favorability, but we'll talk about that in another video where I talk about the shift of the narrative in crypto and what we should do. From one delay to the next, we have Chroma as well. So Chroma came back in the summer. Many people forgot about Chroma because back in December and January, we were farming their Questmaster NFTs. We were doing a lot of activities. And these were like 9-week Galaxy campaigns to get like a simple NFT that was worth like $80. Honestly, not really worth it in terms of time and effort. And now they're saying, well, we've had so much success and we've had so many inquiries regarding our TGE, so we're going to kind of pause it as we figure out our Series A funding. Obviously, the Series A funding is fine. The problem is when their Series A funding happens, they get it at bargain basement prices. They 100x the value and then try to sell it to you as retail, which is what we're not going to do. Whatever tokens we get here, we're going to dump. I did make a video on how to farm Chroma, an updated guide about a few months ago when they added like their little Chroma expanded universe with the ores and the little chairs and all that stuff. That's the most I'm going to do here. At this point, I'm standing pat on Chroma as well. If they give a good airdrop, so be it. If not, so what? And then at the same time, guys, I'm dumping this token. It's an ETH L2, but honestly, just not worth the hassle. Now, another protocol is METH or Mantle ETH, and basically their phase 2 EIGEN drop is concluded. They're giving out about 1 million EIGEN tokens, and they're going to be distributed under phase 2. You can go to their website to check it out. I'm going to remind you of the tool I showed you guys last week. And also EtherFi, I think I mentioned this 3 days ago, but their Season 3 EtherFi tokens and Season 2 EIGEN claims are now live, so you can grab them. And, I've sent you guys this link before, but make sure, just check your allocation in one spot. You can literally click the links on the right, and it will literally open for you and let you see exactly how much you've earned there, just to confirm, and also let you claim it if it's available. I believe all but Swell is up right now, so go ahead and do it. I think Swell and Kelp are the only two that are not up. I was able to claim Renzo. I able to claim Eigenlayer. Oh, sorry, Mantle's not up either. I think I claimed Kelp and Etherfi as well. Okay. Another big news here related to Eigen. So I think it's funny here because they posted the date for the tradability of Eigen token on September 30th at 9 p.m. PST, which is effectively the next day. I believe that's October 1st. Yeah, it's October 1st because Halloween's October 31st. So October 1st at midnight is literally when I can trade it because I'm in the Eastern time zone. But it's very important for you to know, especially for those of you who are on Whales Market, because as you know, you have 24 hours to settle your claims. I got like 250 Eigen token. You can see here back in May, as I mentioned to you guys, I sold those tokens at 677, 572. That's what I had for season 1. And ever since, the prices dropped significantly. I believe it's sitting at $4.20 with the highest buy at $3.87. So guys, still a recommendation. I know Eigen token has slightly gone up over time, like in the last few weeks with the market bump, but I don't see any value in the token. And typically these airdrop tokens trend the other way, like they trend downward. So that's why I always sell on the pre-market as early as possible. Going back to Brian Pellegrino and Layer Zero, they did a fantastic job. And he was just reiterating, wow, surprise, surprise. Layer Zero activity surges 433% following second airdrop announcement. So what he said is, hey, that wasn't the second airdrop. It was a redistribution of unclaimed tokens at the end of the TGE claim period. And honestly, it tells you two things. Number one, people never want to put in the work when it's like so obvious and so easy. And I was like literally yelling this from the rooftops for the last couple of months, not about their the redistribution piece, but just using the Layer Zero mechanism because you can earn a massive component in their next sort of distribution. So this plus season 2. Now, people are going to do this and it's going to start diluting it, and that's fine. We got a big win, and I suspect once again something else will happen and the attention will shift because people don't have the patience. And the best way to earn these airdrops is to make it so that is part of your natural behavior. So yesterday, I bridged some ETH from Scroll to Arbitrum, and I used the Layer Zero, and then I also bridged from Arbitrum to Ethereum mainnet. Cost me a little bit more, but still very cheap. Use the economy feature of Stargate. We'll see, well, there we go. We'll see if I can find it right here. It was actually up here. Typically it will show up. And if you can pick the option, why not? You see here, Stargate V2 economy. I know it's not that much over here, 0.02, but it's also just transaction use and gas. And obviously when people weren't using it, it was such an easy way to earn that airdrop. But guys, keep in mind, there's still more coming. Don't stop. Integrate this. So whenever you're bridging, just go to Jupiter, and if it shows up for Stargate, do it. Use it. The same thing happens for Jupiter, where I will literally go in there and just continuously use their DEX whenever I'm doing anything in Solana, in the Solana ecosystem. Why? Because I want to get a massive airdrop on Jan 30th, 2025. Speaking of Jupiter, they provided their, voting has begun on their 215 unclaimed Jupiter tokens. And basically, 1 billion was released Jan 30th. What do we do with the last 215? They put a proposal up here. So if you want to read it, go ahead. My recommendation at a minimum is you go in and vote, because they reward people for voting through the ASR. Now, I personally voted to burn the tokens. Why? I think Jupiter is going to be a fantastic token to hold long term once those airdrops are completed. I also think when you burn the tokens, it's effectively like buying back the tokens, increasing the value of what we already hold. So if you hold Jupiter tokens, I think burning's not bad. And that's not to say the other options aren't good. I don't want to tell you what to do. Go ahead and sort of take a look and decide for yourself. I wanted to show one more thing over here. make sure you go in here, and if you go to vote.jup.ag, you can see exactly how you've done. Like, for example, I have voted on every single proposal. Have you done that so far? Make sure you stay on top of this, because there might be an additional reward, when it comes to the Jupiter airdrop, etc. For those who've done that. Who knows? Next update here is back to the Solana ecosystem again, and this is Sol Layer Labs. Episode 2 is about to start, and basically through episode 2, they're going to sort of focus on two key areas: providing liquidity for SSOL, so Sol Layer Sol, on leading DeFi protocols, including Orca and Camino, and then the sort of delegation of SSOL to Sol Layer AVSs. So more details to be released soon. If you haven't already, go in here and stake some Solana tokens. I've staked Solana and INF over here, and those are sort of the two of the biggest out here. Okay, next update is on Wallet Connect. So if you're wondering what Wallet Connect is that little funny icon you see whenever you go to a protocol and you're like, okay, I don't have this wallet, I don't have this wallet, but there's a little box here of wallets I can check, and I can use my phone, I can do all these things. Well, if you have used this, or just in case, because you never know, or you might have forgotten, check out airdrop.walletconnect.network. When you go there, just connect a bunch of your addresses. So I went in, I connected, the chain address that I show you guys all the time. I connected my backup wallet that I used before this alongside it, and then also my GitHub account, everything. You won't find out yet, but they will go ahead and have an update for you. You can also add your email if you'd like. A really unique opportunity that I saw from CC2 Ventures is this thing called Chainbase HQ. It's just basically like a fun little thing you can do if you want to. You get rewarded for your previous on-chain activity. You do one-time tasks, and you also do daily tasks, etc. And you get this thing called Zircon. Okay, and basically you can repeat these steps that he shows you until tokenization. It did raise $16.5 million. So what you can do here, go in here and do those tasks and everything, and you can get the tokens and get the not the tokens, but the Zer points, and then those will eventually become tokens. So should be something free and should not take that much time. Okay. Next update for you is on Milky Way Zone. As you know, I completely faded this one. If you've got more than 10K M points, basically all you got to do is before Monday, September 30th, so in 2 days, go to the dashboard website and sort of bind your Osmosis wallet to an EVM address. This is important, likely, I'm speculation, but likely for the wait list for super passcodes for the mitosis game of Mito. So if you don't have super passcodes, go for it. I also think if you put the time and effort to get 10,000 or more points, then might as well do it anyways, okay? Next update here is on Highlight NFT on Format Chain. This is something that they posted on Twitter, but they posted it on Discord, but whenever I see someone make a tweet about it, I just like to use this. It costs you about 0.5 to 1 Celestia token, so that's between $3 and $6. And basically you can mint this NFT, and this NFT is basically another Hyperlane transaction. Remember guys, for Hyperlane, what you want to do is, you can mint NFTs here and there, but you just want to use their platform like a regular person. So that doesn't mean you use every bridge every week. Just pick the ones you like and start using those. Just like with Layer 0. I wasn't there using every Layer 0 technology powered bridge. I literally used the ones I liked, and I used it when it was convenient to do so. So the same thing goes over here. So if you want to go ahead and mint it, it's about $3 to $6. I put the link to the mint in the description below. And also the links to everything I've shared are in the description below. And the final update is on Athena Labs. So you can go ahead and check out your allocation amount. This was up a while ago, but the claim starts in about 2 days, and the token price has been not doing very well. So I'm not going to claim any, and I'll explain why in a second, but if I did claim any, I would be dumping it. Now, for me, my average is 174, so I'll need to put in like $19,000 to be able to hit the criteria for how much USDE I hold. But I was looking at sort of the conversion from USDC to USDE, and I would lose $100 and I would gain about like $50 in an airdrop. So for me, it wasn't worth it. So I'm choosing to fade this. It just wasn't worth it for season 2. We got Luna here, 4 months. Haha, let's go. ZK Sync, they just don't want to give. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it, but at least they're using it to build. So I'm not saying it's a W. I think Layer Zero did a fantastic job. We got NW in the house. Yo. So guys, I will be back on later. I have to talk to the people who are buying my house in a little bit, but I will be back later today with some extra videos talking about this space. And I'm also going to make a video on like different portfolio sizes and what I would do if I was starting with 5K, 50K, and 100K right now. So guys, if you want to see that video when it comes out, please subscribe to the channel. Help us continue to grow. Hit the like button, share the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.